Lil Skies is a rapper that came up in that 2016 like SoundCloud phase, and he was for a little minute, at least in my opinion, was definitely like back then. I thought he was going to be one of the like successors. He was going to be maybe not in the same conversation as Uzi or what Ski Mask was in for a little bit or what Trippy was in for a little bit. But I definitely thought he was still going to be somewhat mainstream and still popular because he was for a little bit. He dropped Shelby. You have like the album Shelby. You have Nowadays. He went on like a big single dropping run for a while. The Life of a Dark Rose is a fantastic mixtape too. Really good songs. And then there was like a long break. I know he did have a break in music because he wanted to have time with his son. Completely respectable. Completely respectable. And I'm not hating on that whatsoever. I value that. I respect it. I think that is a great thing for him to do. However, it does come with the negative that your scene in music is going to be smaller. Which he did, like, there was some times and some little spots where people like thought a comeback was imminent, features or stuff like that. But whenever he would drop a solo song, it still just wouldn't make noise, no matter if it had a feature or anything on it. I remember whenever he dropped "Having My Way," which is a good song. It has that classic Lil Skies kind of arrogance to it, but simplicity. That is what made him so good. It was simplistic. It was not really too complex, and I know that is like an often like insult to a rapper like Lil Skies' music is that it's not complex at all. It's just too simple. I think Lil Skies did it in a way that made it work effectively. You have catchy hooks like on "I" or one of his newer songs, "Dead Broke." Not really newer. I say like newer like that wasn't 3 years ago. It feels like Unbothered didn't drop that long ago. But after he kind of came back from his break, he dropped some singles, which the songs were never really quote unquote bad. They weren't that good. "Dead Broke" is a great song. "Having My Way" is a good song. "Red Wine Jodeci," that's a good song. And it just it just wasn't the same. It's like he lost his energy kind of even in like I listened to like "Let Me See," which is a Juicy J song that also has Kevin Gates and Lil Skies on it. And it's crazy the difference between the two of them. It's crazy the difference between like the energy and just honestly the way he sounds. He just kind of sounds dead now. And a lot of what the music he makes nowadays, he's kind of just biting other rappers. It doesn't sound original, which I mean, he never necessarily had the most original sound. He did have a very unique voice and a unique delivery, but like I remember whenever he previewed a snippet on his Instagram, and everyone was saying he sounded like Playboi Carti because he did. He definitely did, and this is so sad for me to see because he used to be in my top 10 rappers, you know, and he was at his best when he was simplicity, and he was just it sounded great all the time, like a lot of the time, and now there'll be little spots where you can see the old Lil Skies. "Ice Water." I remember when he previewed the snippet for that song. Great. "Whipski." That's a fantastic Lil Skies feature. What's another one? That feature he did for that Smoke Perp song. For Real, is that what it was called? Was it called For Real? It was on a Smoke Perp song. I remember the music video too and everything. But like I remember a lot of people was like, "Oh, we might be about to see Lil Skies get back into this music scene," and it just never ends up. He never pulls through. "Riot" was a pretty decent sized song. What was another one? I mean, his new I think the last one that had a little bit of success was "Rage," and that was because he previewed it for like forever. And even then, compared to what he was getting, a number 2 album on Billboard, that's nowhere near the same. And his Unbothered only sold like 20K. It wasn't necessarily a quote unquote fall off. He just took too long to drop more music. And that happens to a lot of rappers. That's where Sofago's wave went. Sofago took 15 years to drop Pink Hearts, and it was nowhere near as successful as it could have been. What's another example? There are other examples, obviously. Sheck West. I mean, did Sheck West drop anything after? Obviously, I know he did, but like that could be another example. Sheck West just not dropping any more music. There's other examples, but he does have classics. Red Roses, classic song. I know with Young Pinch. I think that's the feature's name. Great song. Nowadays is a fantastic song. There's just it's just not the same anymore though, and that's okay. Lil Skies definitely is fun to look back on for sure.